We're with the starting catcher of the Athletics, Shea Langeliers, and I got to think for you today, knowing the relationship you have with the manager, Mark Kotze, you're one of the leaders of this team, to know that he got that big contract extension. There's contract extensions out there. It had to feel really good.
Yeah, for sure. Just knowing that, he's going to be our guy to, lead us into these next couple of years. It's always nice having that stability. Having Kotz around, obviously Kotz has been, awesome since I got here in 22. Somebody that very easy to look up to. Does everything the right way and, works his tail off. So it's been awesome.
I think people outside don't really understand, but if you're inside, you kind of know of this core that's going on between like you and JJ Bleday and Law and Rooker, and you start looking around the diamond and you look at some of the pitchers that you guys have, you weathered getting your butt handed to you, right? You guys have kind of learned together, and now you're starting to gain that confidence. Talk about what's in that clubhouse and why you have that confidence going into this year, especially with this core.
Yeah. You're kind of in a unique place. Looking back on 23, reflecting on that, like Kotz said, it was a tough season, but we got through that, and we're better for it. That core group that you're talking about, being able to come up together and experience that, how tough that was together, is only going to bring us, closer together, make us stronger as a team. And you kind of saw that the back half of 24. And we're bringing that energy, that momentum into this 25 season. We're just going to keep building off of, the stuff we were building last year, the team chemistry, the team approach, just the simple things that, take time to create, the environment, the atmosphere, stuff like that. And this core group, we've really, like the coaching staff has said, we've really bought into what we're doing here, and we're really excited about it.
Everything that we've seen from you just gets better, right? Defensively, everything about you, you're throwing the baseball is phenomenal. Calling the game has gotten better. Offense has gotten better. So what's the big thing you really want to hone in this spring?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always going to put this at the forefront, but I think receiving is one of the most important things as a catcher right now. Obviously, there are aspects that are more important than that, taking care of the pitching staff, making sure you and the pitcher are on the same page, calling the game, stuff like that. But, night in, night out, you're catching 120, 170 pitches a night. So that's what you're doing the most of. Obviously, guys try to steal. It's not as often as, pitches being thrown, blocking, stuff like that. Everything's equally important. But I feel like a lot of energy is being put towards receiving and just being as efficient as possible. And that just, a lot of that comes with just getting comfortable with the staff. These new guys like Sevy and Springs and Leclerc, getting used to them, understanding what their pitches do and what they like to do and against righty-lefty different situations. So I'll put that at the top.
We talk about all the time the amount of pitchers that come in and out of the clubhouse, and you have to know all of them. Yeah. So is it important for you, probably more than ever before in the history of baseball, to get to know some of the minor league pitchers, like guys who are going to be in AAA, because there's a good chance they will be here at some point?
100%. I try to get to know everybody, try to catch everybody as much as I can. The more you catch them, the more comfortable you get. You get on the same page. But yeah, like you said, I can't remember the exact number of the amount of pitchers in camp. I think it was 30-something. There's a good, honestly, you can't rule it out that every single one of those guys will pitch for us in the big leagues this year. You never know what's going to happen. And you want to be as comfortable as possible that first appearance that they make. So you just do everything you can in the 6-7 weeks you have in spring training to try to get on the same page with them, get as comfortable as you can with them, and make them comfortable.
Is it really odd to catch a guy for a first time when there's a hitter and an umpire there? Take us through that. Is that really just bizarre? Like, whoa, I didn't even know what this guy has.
Yeah, I'll make a comparison for you. So at this point now, I feel like I could catch JP Sears with my eyes closed. I know exactly what he likes to do. I know exactly what his pitches do, and we're on the same page with everything. You throw in catching Severino right now in a real Major League Baseball game it'd feel overwhelming just because I don't fully understand all of his pitches and how they move. I don't fully understand what he likes to do yet, and that's because I've only caught one bullpen from him. Yeah. And I'm going to catch him obviously as much as I can, get as comfortable as I can going into the season, and then over the course of the year, I'd say halfway through the year, the full year, I'll be super comfortable with him. And that's just how it goes. Just like those guys that I've been with, JP obviously being probably the longest now, you get so comfortable with them, you understand each other, you get on the same page. The scouting reports are super easy. You know exactly what you want to do, and then you just try to create that with every guy.
Communications, knowing each other. It's quarterback, wide receiver,
Yeah.
point guard, shooting guard. I mean, the relationships do matter in professional sports. Offense. Whenever I think about catchers and offense, I understand you're getting beat up. It's really, really hard. A lot of catchers are going to be streaky, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of how your body feels. You never want to tell us, I'm hurting. I mean, you just don't. I think there may be some play with Rooker going back into the outfield. There'll be some little more DH time for you this year to kind of help you out. But that's just kind of like the one thing I think, like consistency. But it's tough to be consistent offensively when you catch because you're always so banged up.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the most physically demanding position on the field. Just being in that squat for the whole game, you know, just mentally too, mentally taxing, calling a game, being on top of the signs from Marcus about the running game, bunt situations, running situations, stuff like that. So you got to be on your A game every single night. And sometimes, you know, you try not to as much as you can, but sometimes hitting takes a backseat to, you know, controlling the game from the catching side of it. You want the starting pitcher to go out there and dominate. You want the bullpen to be sharp and come in and keep the lead if you got the lead, or keep it close if it's close. And you know, sometimes coming up to hit, it's like you've got so much going on, you've got so much on your plate that I don't want to say you're underprepared, but it's just that it kind of takes the backseat to what you're trying to do on the defensive side of the ball. And getting used to that just comes with time. You know, the past couple of years I've caught 120 to 130 games, 23 and 24. So it's just the more you do it, the easier it gets. You understand what your body needs. Like you said, there'll be days where I feel 70%, and then there'll be a couple of days where I'll feel 95%. So it's like, given the day, you know what you need. Those days you don't feel as good, maybe do less in the cage and more prepare mentally what your plan is at the plate, and it's just figuring stuff like that out.
You know, with this whole move up to Sacramento, there's not going to be a whole lot of media attention, but I think you guys have a lot of confidence, and I think there's a lot of expectations, and I think people are going to see what you guys are starting to believe. So just let everybody know, what are this group, this core, and you're one of the kind of leaders of this core.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for this season?
Yeah, you said it. I think everybody coming into camp this year feels that the expectations are higher, and that's a good thing. You know, 23 to 24, 19 more wins. I think this group is very capable of making that step again this year, winning 19 more games than we did last year. And then you're talking about 87 wins in a season. That's wild card spot at least. I think this team is, you know, very capable of doing that. You know, it's exciting. It's like I said, go back to us being in that unique situation of going through how tough that was together, and it just made us, you know, better and stronger as a group, and more bought into what we're trying to do here. And yeah, I mean, Cott said it in our meeting today too. Pushing for a wild card spot, winning the division, I think is a realistic goal for this group this year.
You guys played through a lot of noise, a lot of stuff that was going on around you that was out of your control. I think you guys would have won even more games last year, because at some times we're human beings, you kind of get maybe a little sidetracked by that. So that's when you start talking about huge gains and wins, this is different. This is going to be more like you guys can just go play baseball now. That's going to be different, because it hasn't been like that ever since you got here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you touched on it. You know, every day we go out there, we do try to just go play baseball and tune that other stuff out. But like you said, we're human beings. You know, we have feelings and emotions too. So it can get tough. You try to do the best that you can to, you know, prepare day in, day out, be the best version of yourself every day. Go out there and, you know, leave it all on the field. And like you said, I think, this too, just it comes with time doing it, playing more games. The more you play, the better you get at managing your emotions and your feelings, and, you know, bringing the best version of yourself to the field every night. And yeah, we're gonna, you know, take the next step forward in that aspect of the game too.
Well, I'm super excited about this year. I know you are too. Everybody,
Yeah.
we're talking about the world's going to know. They don't know yet, but they're going to know.
Yeah.
Hey, stay healthy, great stuff, and let's do this throughout the year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Starting catcher for your A's.